आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति वायुर्वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यो वायोरायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै वायोरायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति असौ वै तपन्नपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यो मुष्यतपत आयतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वा अमुष्यतपत आयतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति चन्द्रमा वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यश्चन्द्रमस आयतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै चन्द्रमस आयतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति नक्षत्राणि वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति नक्षत्राणामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै नक्षत्राणामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति पर्जन्यो वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यः पर्जन्यस्यायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै पर्जन्यस्यायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति संवत्सरो वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यः संवत्सरस्यायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै संवत्सरस्यायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योऽक्षुनामं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्यसायिने नमो वयं वयेश्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वयेश्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वैश्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Down at the feet of Ganesha. Ganesha, I pray you will clear my way. Ganesha, 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 Ganesha. I bow down at the feet of Ganesha. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, hear my way to Baba. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, hear my way to Swami. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, hear my way to Baba. Ganesha, 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 Ganesha. Bow down at the feet of Ganesha. Ganesha, Ganesha. I bow down at the feet of Ganesha. Ganesha, I pray you will clear my way. Ganesha, I pray you will clear my way. Ganesha, I pray you will clear my way. Ganesha, Ganesha. I bow down at the feet of Ganesha. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, clear my way to Baba. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, clear my way to Swami. Jai Ganesha, Sai Ganesha, clear my way to Baba. Ganesha, 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 Ganesha. Down at the feet of Ganesha.
सनकादि योगी जन वंदित श्री गुरुं सनकादि योगी जन वंदित श्री गुरुं दक्षिणामूर्तिं साई महेशं सत्यं शिवं चिन्मयमुदं चिदानन्दरूपं सनकादि योगी जन वंदित श्रीगुरुं शिवं दक्षिणामूर्तिं साई महेशं शान्ति Sairam everybody. Sairam. साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम साई तेरे चरणों में तेरा कोटि प्रणाम Sairam all. Happy Guru Poornima to everyone. I am remembered of one of the words that Swami had spoken during his discourse, that you may have your mother as a guru, or a father as a guru, as a friend or a relative as a guru, but guru alone can be your mother, father, friend, and relative. So with that, I think we would like to begin our program for this evening, which is Guru Samarpan. So our young adults have practiced and wanted to perform, wanted to show their gratitude today towards our beloved Guru. So I think with the start, I think there will be a significant talk about Guru Poornima by Brother Aditya, and followed by Guru Padika Stotram, coupled with bhajans. And then next on the line would be there will be like a panel discussion about senior members sharing their experiences, followed by Sai Inyo at the end. So hope you will all enjoy. And once again, happy Guru Poornima to all.
Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
My name is Aditya. Happy Guru Poornima, everyone. Very happy to be here to talk to all of you about the significance of Guru Poornima. First, before I begin, my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. With that, I want to go into a quick introduction of why we celebrate Guru Purnima at this time of the year, its significance, and why we should remember its significance when we sing bhajans and remember Swami today. Guru Purnima is celebrated in the lunar month of Ashad, which is now July, on the Purnima, meaning full moon, as a day dedicated to the Guru. However, for many years, Guru Purnima was not as celebrated. However, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba formally revived this tradition of honoring the Guru in 1956 as an important spiritual festival to be celebrated by all aspirants. It is a day dedicated to remembering the Guru with gratitude, reflecting on the Guru's teachings and resolving to put his teachings into daily practice. From a very young age, Sri Satya Sai Baba began his role as a guru, a spiritual teacher, guiding all on the path to goodness and godliness through his personal example and through secular initiatives like the Pandhari Bhajan Group, the children's choir that we all know from the stories, going from village to village, keeping disease away, keeping misfortune away. That was his beginning as a guru. In October of 1940, however, Sri Satya Sai Baba declared his mission, and what was his first message as the avatar of the new age? He said, Manasa Vajare Guru Charanam Dustara Bhava Sagara Dharanam. Just as the Guru illuminates the path to divinity, we celebrate the Guru Purnima in light of the full moon to signify a mind without blemish, fully illuminated by the Guru's light. That is the way to total bliss. However, the importance of the full moon goes beyond its full light, the absence of darkness. We must also remember how the moon moves in the sky in a full circle. Poornima marks the beginning and the end of that circle of the moon. When the moon completes just one half of that circle, that represents worldly life, worldly knowledge, and that is truly incomplete knowledge. Completing the circle represents connecting that worldly knowledge with true spiritual knowledge. When this full circle is completed, when the moon orbits the sky in a full circle, that is when the mind is filled with love. Furthermore, when you break down the word guru, you can understand the guru's purpose. Gu means darkness, and ru means dispelling. Thus, the guru is there to facilitate the process of clearing ignorance from the mind. Only then will we understand the completion of the moon circle with hearts and minds filled with an all-embracing love. It is the guru's role to lead the student on the path towards God. He must teach the student the true purpose for which each of his sense organs, the eyes, the tongue, and the limbs, are to be used. All the senses are to be used for discovering and experiencing the divine. Let us then resolve to practice the teachings of Satya Sai Baba, whose divine life was a living testimony of love and service to all mankind. Sai Ram.
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which act like a boat to help me cross the endless ocean of life. They endow me with a sense of devotion to my Guru, and through their worship, I attain the domination of renunciation. संसार समुद्रतर नौकाविकाभ्यां गुरुभक्तिदाभ्यां वैराग्य साम्राज्यक पूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् मानस भजरे
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which are an ocean of knowledge resembling the full moon, which act like water that extinguishes the fire of misfortunes, and which remove the distress of those who prostrate before them.
Varanasi Nishakaravyam Gaurvargyadavam Udamalikabhyam Purikritanam Vipattikabhyam Namo Namaha Sri Guru Padukabhyam Sankatarana Shri Sai Ramana Sankatarana Shri Sai Ramana Sankatarana Namo Namo
Lakshminarayana Namo Namo Lakshminarayana Namo 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 Pankaj Charana Namo Namo Pankaj Charana Namo Namo Venkataharana Shri Sai Ramana Pankaj Charana Namo Namo Vedodharana Venkataramana Lakshminarayana Namo 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 Pankaj Charana Namo Namo Pankaj Charana Namo Namo Sangatharana Shri Sai Ramana. Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which make those who prostrate before them possessors of great wealth, even when they are very poor, and which turn even dumb people into great orators.
Natayeyo Sripatitam Sameyo Kadachidabhyasu Daridravadyaha Mukachavachas Patitam Hidavya Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padaya.
Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai Dinabandhu Sai Karuna Sindhu Sai Dinabandhu Sai Karuna Sindhu Sai Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai Rama Krishna Shiva Shakti Prema Rupa Sai Rama Krishna Shiva Shakti Prema Rupa Sai Yugavatar Baba Shri Satya Sai Yugavatar Baba Shri Satya Sai Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai Dinabandhu Sai Karuna Sindhu Sai Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai Rama Krishna Shiva Shakti Prema Rupa Sai Yugavatar Baba Shri Satya Sai Yugavatar Baba Shri Satya Sai Antaranga Sai Anadanada Sai.
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which attracts us to lotus-like feet of our Guru, which cures us of the unwanted desires, and which helps fulfill the desires of those who salute.
Nivaritavyam Navajana Bhishta Kadipradamyam
नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् and Shiva dance in our hearts, and Shiva dance in our hearts. Blow out the winds of desire, blow out the winds of desire. Doing what our hearts doing doing what our hearts doing Hearts is dying fire, hearts is dying fire. And Shiva dance in my heart, and Shiva dance in my heart, and Shiva dance in my heart. Love will flow like a river, love will flow like a river. And Shiva dance in my
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which shine like gems on the crown of a king, which shine like a maid in the crocodile infested stream, and which make the devotees attain the status of a king. Mauli Mauli Rajaratna Kanti Saritiraja Jashakanya Kavyam Tripatpadavyam Nakaloha Pante Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam. Satya Sai Padambujam Bhajare Manasa Niranjaram. Satya Sai Padambujam Bhajare Manasa Niranjaram. Pavana Charanam Paramapadikam Pavana Charanam Harimalagavanam Shri Guru Charanam Harimalagavanam Shri Guru Charanam Bhava Bhayanashana Durita Nivarana Bhava Bhayanashana Durita Nivarana Bhakti Purishara Pankaj Charanam Bhakti Purishara Pankaj Charanam Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Sai Padambujam Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Harimalagam Pavana Charanam Harimalagavanam Shri Guru Charanam Bhava Bhayanashana Durita Nivarana Bhakti Purishara Pankaj Charanam Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Bhajare Manasa Nirantaram Sai Padambujam Bhajare
मनस निरन्तरम्. Salutations to the sandal of my Guru, which is like a series of suns driving away the dark sins, which is like the king of eagles driving away the cobra of miseries, and which is like a terrific fire driving away the ocean of ignorance.
खगेश्वराभ्यां जाड्याति संशोषणवाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम्. ज्ञान कृष्णा कमनीय कृष्णा, ज्ञान कृष्णा कमनीय कृष्णा, आलिंगनर्तन श्री कृष्णा, आलिंगनर्तन श्री कृष्णा. Sandals of my Guru, which endows us with the glorious six qualities like Shama, which give students the ability to go into the eternal trance, and which helps us achieve perennial devotion to the feet of Krishna. समाधिदान रथदीक्षिताभ्यां ब्रह्माण्डमान्द्रस्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम्. Bow to the feet, the lotus feet, the lotus feet of the Lord. Bow to the feet, the lotus feet, the lotus feet of the Lord. Stand at the side, to stand at the side.
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which bestow all desires upon the servant disciples, who are ever involved in carrying the burden of service, and which help aspirants reach the state of realization.
Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is the Garuda, which drives away the serpent of passion, which provides one with the treasure of wisdom and renunciation, which blesses one with enlightened knowledge, and blesses the aspirant with speedy salvation.
Nidhi Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Jai Guru Omkara
Sairam everyone.
Sairam.
Now we will be having an experience sharing session with the senior members from our center. We have some questions for our senior members, and then they will be sharing their experiences. Post that, we will also be sharing our experiences, and then we can go to the video. Thank you. Arjun uncle, please. And Captain, you're also.
Sairam, everyone. Our first question for discussion is, how has Swami transformed and guided you towards a spiritual path?
Sairam, can you hear me?
Yes.
You use that.
Is that better? Yeah. When they asked me to be on the panel today, I was really happy because my life has been filled with experiences with Swami, and I love sharing them with you. We're beginning 2-minute responses here, right? So I wanted to say that in my life, at first, I wasn't searching for a guru, or I didn't think I was. I had never heard of the word guru until I was in my 20s, till I met Swami. And I didn't know that I was a spiritual person. I was basically an atheist for a good part of my college years. I was really not, and I didn't like one religion saying it was better than another religion. And so therefore I was like kind of not interested in being part of any religion. And so I declared myself an atheist. But when we got married, actually the minister, was interesting. He told me I was a very spiritual person in our interview before we got married. And I thought that was interesting. And then of course on a trip that Rach and I took around the world, we happened upon Swami, and that changed our life forever. I learned from Swami that it's good to be born in a religion, but it's not good to die in one. That we need to really rise above the concept that we're just the religion that we were born into. We have to become more than that. And in my life, when I meet people who are towards a mystical aspect of their religions, we all start to talk the same language. So when I first met Swami, I didn't know anything about him. I'd never seen a picture of him. I didn't know anything. But I asked, what do you teach? And he says, I teach there's only one religion. It's the religion of love. There's only one language, the language of the heart. There's only one caste, the caste of humanity. And there's only one God, and he's omnipresent. And I really loved that. And it spoke to something that I always believed, and I never had heard anybody say it. So that was probably the beginning of my transformation into really actively practicing a spiritual philosophy, which of course Swami says he is not a religion, so he is very broad. I want to mention that I just had an experience with my sister and her husband who lived with us from Chicago about a couple weeks ago. They are very much of the Christian religion that I was brought up in, but they're very much born again Christian. And we had a talk one evening, and I was really struck by how much I value my learning I've gotten from Swami, because they are, Richard's laughing, nice to see Richard. They're so entrenched in the Bible, which is a beautiful book, but it's everything to them, and that's good for them, but they also believe that's the only way. And that was something that I just, struck me again, how much Swami has taught us that expansion is our life. We're not contraction, we are expansion. And so it's changed everything about, my spiritual path. I started to wonder, what does Swami teach in human values? He says the world will first know me through the human values program. So then, of course, I became involved in practicing human values. I showed up at the conference in India. There's a conference on the first Balvikas conference in India that was being held. And I didn't know about it until I got there. And somebody said, you gotta go, go. And I didn't know why. And then little did I know I became a site SSE teacher and practicing the values through the children and through our life, through our study circles with all of you at the Sai Center. It can't help but transform you. I want to say to you that nothing is an accident. There's no such thing as coincidence. And that you are much more than you think you are. And I think that's two things that I've learned is that, we think we're the body, but we're not the body. Swami told me he was not the body. Who we are love, and love is expansion and it's everywhere. This is a spiritual principle that I think is so important for us all to practice in our lives. So that was, where has this taken me? It's transformed me completely. We became vegetarian, eventually vegan, because the Swami says don't eat the flesh. And, I love the, one of the translations that was sung here today, which were beautiful, by the way. It says, don't let any blemishes come upon your mind, or something to that effect. And that's what the spiritual path is about. It's about purifying our minds to the point where we only feel love. Love towards, and it's just not just an ordinary love. This is the thing we have to know. It's a love that transcends what we believe or know. It's a force that moves the universe. It's a force that brings us to the world. It's a force of nature. It's a force that brings food to us from the earth. And it's the force that we should practice in our lives everywhere all the time and not let it not diminish the concept of that love. It's a spiritual love, and it's what will transform you. So I love practicing Swami's 5 values and seeing how they are the transformation that we're looking for in our lives. I think that's 2 minutes, Sairam.
Sairam, I'm going to say, it's our good fortune. It's a good fortune to be born as a human being, number one. It's a good fortune to be born when Avatar has taken a human body. And it's a good fortune to know that God is here. It's a good fortune for some of us who have heard Him, seen Him, or talked to Him. Uh, we are very, very fortunate people. It's not a coincidence that you're here. It's a Sai incident that all of you are here, you know. And I really thank Swami, for coming into our lives, each one of us. Um, I was born, very lucky to be born in a spiritual family. My parents were very spiritual and they were vegetarian. We were vegetarian at home, but as young men, young boys, we used to eat outside. And my father gave me a Bhagavad Gita to take with me when I came to this country. I never opened it up, never read it. But again, I had a good desire. I was the fourth born in my family. And I remember I was 15 years old and I saw my father struggle to make 2 ends meet. And I always had a good desire to be a firstborn so I could help my family. Those are my desires. So I had to work hard, become an engineer, came to this country, just many of us, to have a better living. And that was my goal at time. That is a temporary goal. It's a worldly goal. It's not a permanent goal. And it's because of the good desire I had, good, blessings from my parents, that when my mother came here to this country, it was her second migration for her. The first migration was from what's now Pakistan to India, and second migration was from India to USA. So she said, I'm in a golden cage. I can't go anywhere because I don't have a car, I don't drive. And my wife, we had 3 children at that time, and she was busy with all the 3 children. So, and like it's again Swami's grace that our neighbor happened to be going to a Sai Bhajan, and she said, Mummy, Kirtan ho raha hai, bhajans are going on. You want to come with me for bhajans? So she started taking her, and then my brother and sister-in-law would just migrate to this country. First, they started taking her to bhajans, then they kind of dropped out, and then my wife Neelam started taking her to bhajans. And one fine evening, I remember it was a Friday, it was April, and some side dude was moving out of this area to Michigan, I think. So they had some special Sai bhajans going on. It was raining, and I said, Mom, I'll take you to bhajans. So I took her to the Sai bhajans on a Friday evening, and we were the last people to arrive. We were sitting near the end of in the front of the house, near the door. Everybody had left their slippers outside the house, and the bhajans were going on. Men were singing, women were singing. I was so touched with the devotion, so touched with the devotion. I said, these are nice people. Then thought went through my mind. Pin drop silence. I was wondering who's singing bhajans. And then after the bhajan's over, the center president, Saroja Grishankar, she came to me and she welcomed me. She said, come to bhajans. Bring your daughter to Balvikas, which was SCD at that time. Uh, she'll get confidence. I said, okay. So I started taking her to Balvikas, and the Balvikas were going on Sunday morning downstairs in the basement. The men were sitting up there, her husband, Grishankar, and other men were there. And we were just chit-chatting, watching football, having a cup of tea. And I said, they are nice people. So the journey started with the SSC program. And then I started taking my daughter. And as SSC was going on, it wasn't like a babysitting service. I sat there and started coming for bhajans. And then, I really enjoyed the bhajans. Born as a Hindu in a family, we think God is somewhere, 10,000, 100,000 years back, Rama and Krishna. I didn't have a belief that God can be now, born now. So that was a big, giant step for me. I mean, I accepted Swami as a nice spiritual person, but I had a hard time believing that he is indeed God. That was the big, obstacle right there. The people are very nice. They are much nicer people than what we are. So I felt that. And then they used to have bhajans in different people's house. So we happened to have bhajan in our house. And then in those days, we didn't have part of the day. So we had a blackboard and white chalk. And you're supposed to put some words there, Swami's words. So as I became a new devotee, I was very excited. I went to Puttaparthi. She said, you should go to Puttaparthi. So we went there in 1982, and I got all the Satya Sai Speak Volume 1 through so on. So, and I started reading Satya Sai Speak Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, because I was looking for that 4 lines or 3 lines that I would put on the blackboard. And suddenly it dawned to me, this is the voice of the avatar. This is the Sai teachings, the Sai scriptures. This is way before we had any formal study circle, any discussions. I said, this is God. And he said, I have given this organization my name. This is my life breath. Satya Sai organization is my life breath. Do not leave it. And I said to myself, this is Swami has created this organization. That's the only avatar who has an organized in his name, and how important our Sai Center is. So I'm not only grateful to Swami, but I'm also grateful to our Sai Center. You know, yes, there will be differences, there will be difficulties, but these are all challenges. As we come closer to Swami, the tests are going to be very subtle, and then you have to say, okay, this is fine. Again, it's a law of karma. We have some karmas that we need to deal with, but we need to never forget our focus or goal, be part of the Sai organization. So coming from there, SOC, then one day we went to Trenton. It was probably 1982 or 83, and Kathy and Rach were there with Aaron and Heidi, cute little kids. They're so cute. And they were holding the kids, and they were doing they were doing the seva, cooking for homeless people. And I had tears in my eyes. I never saw, doing service and somebody coming and saying, thank you. The homeless people, when they said thank you to you, I really felt this is not a seva. This is not just simple seva. So from SSC, we went to service, and we already had devotion. And then I realized Swami has a magic formula. He's got 3 wings of the organization. Devotion, and the study circle came later, and the service, and the SSC program. And then we started going to every time
I went to India. I made sure we went to Puttaparthi. And in 2009, Swami, I had to go there to take my mom's ashes, and so, but Swami came to Mumbai. So I didn't have to go to Puttaparthi, he came to Mumbai. So the thing is, how Swami, pulls you in. Uh, the transformation is a process, okay? It's a work in progress, and we are all getting transformed. And nobody's higher level and lower level. We are all there together. Swami said we are all there together, and he's guiding us, he's transforming us. So
During challenging times, how did you feel your Guru's presence? How did it help you overcome the difficult situation? If possible, please share your experience.
uh, you know, um, it was 1991. I remember that, and I was in England on a business trip. This is before the mobile phones and all that, and I had gone to sometimes somehow my wife got hold of me at night, and she said to me, "Said my niece, she's in coma. She's in coma." I said, "Oh my God!" I remember it was evening at night. I was in the hotel, and I kept on praying to Swami, kept on praying to Swami. Uh, that's the time I felt Swami very close to me. And anyway, so I finished my trip. I came back to USA, and she was still in coma, and she was in coma for 2 weeks. I remember sitting there in my younger brother's house in Princeton, and one of my relatives, my brother-in-law, is a doctor, is an MD, and he said, "Arjun, she will never come out of coma. She's been in coma for 2 weeks." So I used his name. I say, "What do you know?" So we will keep on praying. We'll keep on praying. Uh, Prior to that, 1991, my brother-in-law, he has passed away now. He was alive at that time. He had a habit of writing Gayatri mantra in the books. He kept on filling books after books after books. And then suddenly he said, "I have all these books. What do I do with them?" So I took them to Puttaparthi, and I asked my friend, "Yes, sir." I say, "What do I do with these books?" He said, "You give them to people at the security, and they will take care of them." So he used to write Gayatri mantra, and we were all praying. And then after 2 weeks, I mean, she was making all these sounds like an animal. And so at least she had, you know, long organs are moving. And then suddenly she opened up one day at night. She opened her eyes. She recognized me, who I'm, but she didn't recognize my wife, who she was eating food. She started eating food slowly. She had chapati and rice, but she didn't know it was night or day, chapati or rice. The first thing she said when she got out of this, the word Om. The first thing she said. She still has a short-term memory loss. I was talking to her last night. We had a family get together, and but she remembered the Gayatri mantra. She remembered the Gayatri mantra, and she remembered Hanuman Chalisas. She still has short-term memory loss, and she's getting most of the memory back. But in the beginning, she didn't know anything, but she know the word Om, and she Gayatri mantra, and she has Hanuman Chalisas. So that's the power of Gayatri mantra. Anything that Swami says is a mantra. Swami says, if you don't know all the Vedas, nothing. If you remember Gayatri mantra, it's the mother of all mantras. So Swami has given us so many tools, Uh, how I mean, will she come out? Will she not come out? Again, it depends on the person's karma. Now, miracles don't happen all the time. We don't understand the reason. Sometimes the miracles happen, sometimes they don't happen. Uh, we had a recent incident. I don't want to go into details. My son was very sick, and we were in the hospital. It was June 14. I took my vibhuti box with me, okay, and we were waiting for some tests to come, and I was praying a lot to Swami. And I opened up the vibhuti box, and you won't believe, the vibhuti came out like a vapor. It came out. Aarti was not there; she had gone to the ladies' room, and my wife was sitting next to me. It came out like a vapor. I had never seen the powder come out like vapor. And I say, he will be fine. So he's giving me a sign he'll be fine. And he is fine. So that's the two miracles I've seen in my life. But again, the biggest miracle is not the vibhuti manifesting, it's not somebody. The biggest miracle is the transformation is taking place in everyone. And transformation is taking place in the world. And next year is Swami's 100th birthday. And I feel you'll see a lot of transformation taking place throughout the world. Sayonara.
Sayam. So when we are born, we're born into a world of um, duality. That means we don't know one thing without the other. We don't know day without night. We don't know pleasure without pain. We don't know sadness without happiness. We don't know day without night. We are thrown into this world of duality, and therefore, and Swami also says that we are born into a world of pain. We are absolutely born into a world of pain, and we are all going to feel this pain at some points during our lives. So these are the challenges that come to us. When we don't feel good or when something's not going the right way, we're going to face these challenges all the time in our lives. His teaching is, how do we deal with these challenges? Because it's going to happen, and these challenges are coming to us because they're there to teach us something. It's not something, I used to think, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. But he's teaching us that we can. It's our reaction to it, that we can work through that everything, especially when he's with us. And so the thing that I like to think about here is the equanimity he asks us to do, like whether we're happy or we're sad. Can we keep our calm mind about it all and give it to Swami? He's here. He said he's come to take our burdens for him, for us. And so as he does this, then we can have peace of mind about it, and we can have more equanimity towards for this. I don't know if you know the story of an interview that Swami gave to some devotees. One was from UNESCO. He was from the Children's Organization America. And he said, Swami said, what is youth? And so the people, these 3 or 4 adults, they said, well, you know the story, Arti. What is youth? And he said, they didn't know what to say. It's energy, happiness, whatever. And actually, the Swami said, no, youth is determination. And so they thought really they were happy now, because when you know an answer that Swami gives you, you feel really happy. And so the next year they came back and they got an interview, the same thing, and they asked this. Swami asked the same question, what is determination? And this time they were really, really excited because they said, "Oh, Swami, youth is determination," and they thought it was right. But then Swami said back to them, "Determination for what?" And they didn't know what to say. And so he said to them, it's determination to have a steady mind. And that steady mind is the mind that's calm, the mind that can keep at rest no matter what comes your way, whether it be good or not good. Swami is in, God, he made the universe, he made the earth, he made us. We can have faith and trust that, he's taking care of us. So the question that comes to me with this question is how we deal with the challenges that come our way. And I think that one of the most important things is to remember, try to establish a practice in your life where you are God-centered, or heart-centered, God-centered, so that in your breathing, and without even thinking about it sometimes, just starts to happen without you even purposefully doing it. It just happens there because you practiced it, and so it's inside of you. It happens. So if you say the Gayatri mantra, of course, that's extremely powerful too. Swami has, if any of you ride an airplane, say your Gayatri mantra, because Swami has a story before of the man who his sons he lost their father in a flight, an Air India flight, and they went to Swami and they said, Swami, why did this happen? And Swami said, not one person on the plane said the Gayatri mantra. So Gayatri mantra is your protection. So say it and say it and say it. In the shower, say it wherever you can. Go out for walks in nature and see yourself in God. We are all in God. And there's everything around us is God, because it's all love. It's that energy of love. So get to a point where you face your challenges not with fear, but with what you can learn from them, and also how it can be teaching you to have more of a steady mind. And so I just happened to have come back from vacation up in northern Maine, in Baxter State Park, and I was challenged because we did some mountain climbing up there. And it was really hard, but not only just that, it was like we had to ford several streams, 4 or 5 streams. And one of the streams we looked at, I said, there's no way I can get across the stream. There was no bridge, there were no logs, there was nothing. And I had to be able to, put my foot on one rock. And then these, by the way, these creeks were roaring with water. I mean, it was fast, it was like not, if you slipped off of a rock, you're likely to go down the rest of the creek there. But I had my son and my daughter-in-law, they held my hand, and I put my foot on one rock, and then I had to make a leap to the other rock. And I thought, what if my foot slips, But, right then, Swami's with me, because I thought about, Swami, this is you, you're helping me, I'm with you. When you least expect something that's going to happen, it will happen. And if you're not prepared in your life by saying Sairam, or by saying Gayatri, or saying these things, you're going to forget at that moment, And so I made the leap, and I made it. I was really thankful. So that was the challenge I just had recently. But, I've had a couple car accidents. When I came to in the wheel, the Swami's picture was in my lap. When you least expect it, that's when you need his help the most. So you really need to make this a practice in your life continually, so that when you are ready, you'll be ready, Swami will pour his grace on you. So accept these challenges and make them part of your life. And I think that's also what the spiritual journey is, is being able to be, as I say, the spirituality is the art of positive thinking. So think positively. Think in your language, in your life. How many times do you get negative about something? Make it positive. Turn it around to something that you're looking forward to. And then have the fun of living your life with Swami with you. So,
And our last question for both panelists is, what should we ask from a guru? What is the best gift you can give to a guru? And just a reminder, please try to keep your responses to 1 minute. Thank you, Sairam.
So for this question, back years ago, we went to Buddha Party, and it was in the early 80s. We had both of our kids with us, and it was very difficult because the housing was not good. We didn't have a place to stay. We were in a school, and bathrooms were hard to get to. I had 2 young children, trying to figure out how to, I was a little bit of a wreck, because I was so hard to take care of them in this situation where they didn't have a good place to sleep and all of this. But that was the year we got an interview with Swami, and so. What happened was that, we're sitting in the room with Swami. I totally didn't expect to be there. And he approached me, and he says this to other people, but I didn't expect it when it happened. He says, "What do you want? What do you want?" And I thought, Swami, I need a room to stay with for my kids. So we can have a nice stay here. And he looked back, and he smiled at me, and he took my hands like this, and put his hands around my hands. His Swami's hands, if you haven't touched them before, they are baby soft, absolutely baby soft. And he put his hands around my hands, and said, "I will tell." And to this day, I wonder, where was my mind at? He's the avatar of the universe. He's asking me, what do I want? I want his love. I wanted to answer, I want your love. And all I asked for was, please give me a room for my kids. So I've always thought about that, and since then of course, Swami's not the body. We talk to him all the time because he's with you everywhere. He's your best friend. So I've said, I want your love, I want your love, I want your love. So make sure that he's heard me by now. But that was you don't ask the guru for something that's worldly, or you ask spiritual things. Like one last thing about that, Barbara Bazani and Bob Bazani were old devotees of Swami, which reminded both of them. And one day, Barbara was talking to me, and she said, she was in the back of the room with Swami before he came out for darshan. And he turned and looked at her, and he said, so many people, you could count on one hand those who came with a spiritual question. Because everybody, marry my son, marry my daughter, get me this job, do this for me, And that's not what we're supposed to ask for Swami. We're supposed to ask Swami for things that were for his love, things that will help us progress on the spiritual path, how to be a better person. That's what we ask God for. So remember, he's back to the duality thing. He is not duality. He is unity. There's only one. There's not two. He is it. He is the unity that we search for, and that's what we need to be also. So just always remember that if you ask for worldly things, they may you may not happen. But you ask for spiritual things, like the love or the values or practicing them, He's going to be with you, and He'll make a change in your life for the better. So
So, when we were going to Puttaparthi for the first time, so the center president said, when you go to Puttaparthi, write a letter to Swami, you know. So, so we went there, Puttaparthi, and with three small kids, and so, and in those days, everybody wanted a interview with Swami, and all that. So I quickly scribbled on a piece of paper. I said to Swami, Swami, shower your grace on me. So your name is on my lips, truth is my action, and love and compassion in my heart. I said to myself, if I ask for his name on my lips, if I follow the truth, everything else will follow that. And so I wrote on a piece of paper. I still preserve that piece of paper. I still say the same prayer to Swami. I never asked for an interview because I wanted an interview with Swami. I never felt like so and so got this, so and so got that. It didn't really. I said, if I have his name, I got everything. So I just keep on praying for that. What's the best gift I can give to a guru? The best gift I can give to him is follow his teachings. All I have to do is follow his teaching. It's like what will make him happy. It's like what would have made your mother happy, right? If you follow your mother's instructions, she'll be happy. And Swami is 1,000 mothers. So if I follow his teachings to the best of my capability, that's the best gift I can give Swami. Sayam.
I will go, due to lack of time, I'll just keep my answer short. We came to Swami's fold probably in 2009 through my mother. First, I think she was looking to read Shirdi Sai Satcharitra book, but then yeah, she was planning to read Shirdi Sai Satcharitra book, but instead of getting that book, there was an old woman who was Swami's devotee near our home. She gave a few Swami's books. Then my mother, then my grandmother, and my father, everyone read them. So they instantly got connected. But even before this, probably in her teenage, my mother was singing Swami's bhajans, even though she was not strictly following Swami. Later on, there was not much connection, and then the first time we got connected in 2009, within 6 months, we got the first darshan of Swami, and after that, yes, he left his physical presence in 2011. Probably my transformative year started in 2011, 12, and 2016, 17. So my life was going like there were dramatic events for which I had no answers. My parents were also wondering like what is happening with us. But Swami was very kind enough to send another living master from the Sai tradition into my life, probably in 2019. So once I got connected to him, like I read a couple of books from. I was attending his satsangs continuously online, so I got answers for all the questions that I was like requiring to get the answers for. So the transformation happened instantaneously when I got those answers. But until I got the answer, I was terribly suffering. Then again, I was also reading Swami's Sanatan Sarthi books to find deeper answers. Like for some incidents that I experienced, I got answers from Swami's books, but for others, I had to rely on the master's books. But eventually the transformation happened, and then I realized, okay, there is so much we need to give up to be very strict on our spiritual path, and Swami is cleansing the karma and through all these incidents. So yeah, I became wiser through every experience that I had, and I'm grateful for Swami to send like because of sending that master into my life and the transformations that underwent. And coming to this last, so I think on a Guru Poornima, This is a message which came from one of the satsangs. There are around 8 billion people on the earth, but not all people know Sai, whether it is Shirdi Sai or Sat Sai, anyone. Not all people know. Then how come we know Sai? That is because Baba has chosen us. So we are the chosen ones to take up a higher purpose and serve him. So as a gratitude, as a token of gratitude, the best gift we can give to Baba is to give yourself in the service of the Guru. So by saying so, I am concluding my answer, passing to Usman.
Sairam, everyone. I just wanted to share some brief thoughts about how I came to this Swami fold and how Swami became my guru. I actually grew up in California, and my parents came to this country when I was very young. And my parents were not in the Swami fold at that time. And my mom was very, very much a devout Vishnu follower. And, you know, we were living in California at the time, and one of her friends comes up to her and she says, you know, I want to take you to Swami's bhajans with me. Please come. And my mom, in her mind, she didn't say this out loud. She was like, you know, Swami's not my guru. Vishnu is my guru. And she didn't want to be rude, but she was like, okay, I'll come with you. So she brought me, my dad, my sister, and I. We went to bhajans. We were sitting there. I was very young. I think I was like 6, 7, maybe younger. And my mom tells me that she was sitting in bhajan, and all of a sudden, in the middle of bhajan, Swami's photo in the middle of the room transformed to a giant Vishnu for her. And she was like, wow, like how did he read my mind? And at that moment, she realized that Swami is Vishnu, Vishnu is Swami, and that she was her guru. And I think from that point on, that's when my family started going to Sai centers regularly, and I started going to SSC. And early on, I think for me, it was very easy to follow Swami's teachings. You know, I grew up very sheltered, very blessed, a lot of love. And I think once I left the house, that's when the challenge to really follow Swami's teachings became apparent. And I'm truly blessed to have gone through SSC to have given me that foundation, because challenges are inevitable, but how to deal with those challenges, I think Swami has given us the tools to do all of that. And I think there was a point in my life when I fell off the spiritual path, and you know, I was not following Swami's teachings as well as I should have. And I had never gotten a dream from Swami ever before, never. And one night he comes to my dreams and he tells me in Telugu, which is my mother tongue, he says, you've gone very far away. And I think for me, that was like a wake up call, like, oh my gosh, Swami's looking after me, even when I'm not even thinking about him, or that, you know, I'm not on the spiritual path. And that's what he does. He just wakes you up and puts you back on the spiritual path. And the last experience I wanted to share is that for the last couple of years, it's been a personal goal of mine to get more into Sai literature. And for whatever reason, it just hasn't happened. But joining the center and coming to satsang, and especially preparing for this Guru Poornima, Swami gave me the opportunity to actually read a lot of Sai literature. And I think another way that he's kind of guided me into my spiritual journey. And for that, I'm very grateful and thankful. And with that, I just want to conclude this session and thank both of our panelists, Kathy, Arjun, Uncle. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. We'll move on to the next segment of our program, where we'll be playing Sai Bingo. Yeah, so anyone played bingo here before? Okay, perfect. So it's very similar to bingo with a slight twist to the rules. We'll be handing out some bingo cards for everybody and some pencils. So rather than numbers, which is how classically bingo is played, we have 5 different categories. Can you go to the next slide? So the categories we have are Swami's quotes, Sai abodes, important dates, fun with letters, and acronyms. And the object of the game is that Karthik will be calling out one of these squares. If you have it on your bingo card, please mark it with an X. And we'll keep going, and we'll go for several rounds. And the first person to either create a row on their board, a column, or 4 corners, or a diagonal, whichever happens first, that person wins that first round of bingo. Okay? Any questions? And after each call, we have a brief slide kind of explaining either that teaching of Swami, going into the importance of those dates, and then going into more fun with letters and acronyms. And some of these also have snippets of Swami's discourses too. Okay, so everyone ready? We passed out the bingo cards, pencils. Excellent. Okay. So Karthik, you want to get started on the first one?
Yeah. So the first caller is going to be the date 10/20/1940. First card number 10/20/1940.
I'm sorry.
So if you have, so Karthik called out October 20th, 1940. So if you have that date on your bingo card, not everyone will have it. So if you have it, please mark it with an X.
Can somebody tell what's the significance of October 20th, 1940?
That was the day when Swami declared his avatar mission.
Yes, that is correct.
So October 20th was Avatar Declaration Day. The revelation of divinity that took place on the 20th of October 1940 is well known to many in the Sai fold. When Satyanarayana Raju, at the age of 14, declared, "I am no longer your Satya, I am Sai." It was a historic moment for all humanity.
So going for the next call, ABC. If you have ABC on your bingo card, mark it. And if anybody knows the answer, please raise your hand.
Two answers. Avoid bad company. Always be careful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The one I have here is always be careful.
So the next call is going to be Sai Shruti. On your bingo cards, if you have Sai Shruti, please mark that. And if anybody knows the significance of Sai Shruti or what it is, please raise your hand.
Where the place in Kodaikanal or
So Sai,
Kodaikanal.
one of Swami's abodes, and this was the abode he used to spend during the summer months of April and May. This is the hill station of Kodaikanal. Sai Shruti.
So the next call is going to be Dharma Kshetra. Yeah, this is also one of the abode that in Mumbai. It's a manifestation of divine love, which was established by Swami in Mumbai on May 12, 1968, on the eve of first World Conference of Sri Satya Sai Seva Organization. If you have the Dharma Kshetra on your card, mark it. So our next call is going to be the fifth call for the game. Let's see. Help ever, hurt never. One of the famous quotes of Swami. We must realize the truth that God has given us this body for serving others and thus help others. There is nothing greater than service to humanity. Service to man is service to God. All great men have sanctified their life only by serving humanity. Therefore, you start serving humanity at least from now onwards. Service is more important than bhajan and all other sadhanas, spiritual disciplines. Divine Discourse, January 1, 2004. So the next call is end of education is character. Does anybody have the first line completely marked out, or middle line, or any of the columns or rows? Please raise your hand. Not yet? Okay. So the end of education is character. The end of wisdom is freedom. The end of culture is perfection. The end of knowledge is love. The end of education is character. Summer Showers, 20th May 1991. See, the next call is going to be a date, November 22nd, 1991. Does anybody know what had happened on that day? Any guesses?
I think Swami declared building of the super specialty hospital.
Yeah, that's correct. The next year. Yeah, inauguration of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences was done on that day. So we're going to the next call, which is going to be the 8th call for the day. Let's see. Does anybody know 3H? 3H. Perfect. Yeah, unity of head, heart, and hand. The next call is another date, November 23rd, 2001. Any guesses? You have all any one of the rows done? Okay. Including this date or excluding this date? Including this date.
Then you have first winner.
What's your bingo card number on top? 017. Okay, I can bring it up here. So before that, I wanted to see us talk about that particular date. So Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Vahini was started on Swami's 85th birthday. So that which was on 23rd November 2010. So Vidya Vahini is, I think we have a description there. I can bring it up. Do you have it?
2001, right?
2001. It's not Vidya Vahini, I think there was a confusion. 2001, I think. So that was Radio Sai Global Harmony.
So you go one more winner?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Next one. So the next call is 21 ones. 21 ohms. What is this? Oh. Does anybody know why we chant 21 times Omkar?
I think there are 21 layers in our spiritual body or something, and Swami asked us to chant 21 times so that it will energize all those 21 layers. As per my
Quite close. Quite close. I think we can look at that.
21 nadis.
The answer is like the 5 ohms that we chant is because of the organs of action. The next 5 ohms is the organs of perception. The next 5 ohms is the vital air of body, and the last 5 is the sheaths of the body, the koshas, right? And the last ohm is the person's self-realization. Okay. You wanted to talk about that? Yeah, of course. Correct. So the next call, which is going to be the 11th call, is Brindavan. I think it's quite easy. This is Swami's residence in Bangalore, situated on about 50 acres of land on the outskirts of Kaduguri village and next to Whitefield railway station. The focal point of the ashram is Thrive Brindavan. It serves as Bhagwan's residence and the Sai Ramesh Krishnan Hall where Bhagwan gives darshan. Does anybody have any calls, like in one column or in another row? Not yet. Okay. Next call is going to be the Ananda Nilayam. Any guesses? This is also Swami's residence. Does anybody want to take a guess where it is? No, this is in Madurai. The one in Chennai is Sundaram.
No, the link is not okay.
You have it? You have it? Yeah, this was in Ananda Nilayam is in Madurai. Which is it's different from Chennai. Chennai is Sundaram and Ananda Nilayam is in Madurai, which was opened. So I think we have the winner here. Surya, I think he has
Row 4.
row 4.
And what was anti?
Anti was
Is it cross or it's any of the rows?
straight
Yes,
line.
column, okay.
Third one.
Third column.
Third column. So we'll be excluding the column 3 and row 4. Row 4.
We have 1 minute.
Column 1, I think.
You
You
got
got it?
column 1.
It was June 30th, you said, 1968.
No, we didn't do that.
We didn't
Something was 68, I don't know what it was.
Go ahead. We'll take one more.
One more, okay. So the next call we have is CIA.
Instant integrated awareness.
I got it now.
Now this is constant integrated awareness. You got the column, okay?
Did you get it, Ember?
Not
But
yet.
you didn't June 30th, right? It was not.
No, we didn't say it. Okay, we'll go up to the third winner.
Third winner, yeah. The next call is SAI, SAI. Does anybody know what it stands for?
Spiritual wisdom,
Service and.
adoration, and
See
illumination.
always.
Seven.
That also.
See always inside,
Inside.
yeah. I think we'll watch this quick video. It's just like 30 seconds if you want to click on that video. Okay. Yeah, Swami has beautifully explained about the Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Jnana Marga. So the next call, you got second row complete. Okay, we have a winner. Okay. I think with does anybody want to pick any one of the, or curious to know any one of the other dates or?
Go with 6:30. Uncle was asking.
Yeah, 6:30.
6:30. Okay, yeah, that.
What exactly?
Okay, so I think June 30th, 1968. This was only one of the visit that Swami had gone outside the country, outside Bharat. Yeah, it was to Kenya and Uganda. And we had a conference there, I think, a couple of weeks back, International Organization Conference. Yeah. Right.
What's the date again?
June 30.
June 30th, 1968.
Now that's true.
You got it.
Second one was called.
Wonderful. So,
Yeah,
ending.
even I would be doing that.
Sairam, with the Sai Bingo, we are ending it. Thanks for everyone joining. We will move on to the closing prayers.
Which one?
November 2020.
2010 we saw it, right? That's the day.
Oh, that's good.
That's the.
I just got Samsung.
ఇలాంటి నిజమైనటువంటి ఆధ్యాత్మిక తత్వం లోపల గురుత్వం అంటే ఏమిటి?
What is this position of a guru?
లోకానికి ఎన్నో బోధన చేశాడు వ్యాసుడు.
Vyasa taught so many things to this
వ్యాసో
world.
నారాయణ హరి అన్నారు, అతను నారాయణ స్వరూపుడే అన్నారు.
People said Vyasa is God himself.
ఇది వ్యాస పౌర్ణిమ అంటారు దీన్ని.
Today is called Vyasa Pournami.
అనగా ఏమిటి?
What does it mean?
అనేక వేదములుగా ఉండినటువంటి దాన్ని దీన్ని ఉచ్చరించడం చాలా కష్టమవుతుందని 4 వేదములుగా విభజించి లోకానికంతా అందించాడు.
This infinite knowledge of Veda is classified into 4 important texts and propagated to the world.
అలాంటి విభాగం గావించినటువంటి యొక్క వ్యాసుడికి ఆనాడు హృదయం చాలా పవిత్రంగా మారిపోయింది.
And this kind of classification of the Vedic knowledge
ఇంత
gave him
ప్రపంచానికి ఈ
satisfaction.
పవిత్రమైనటువంటి వేదమాతను అందించారు కదా అని సంతృప్తి పడ్డాడు.
He was so happy that he could share the Vedic literature with his work.
ఆ సంతృప్తి పడినటువంటి దినమే పూర్ణిమ.
This day of satisfaction is Poornima.
పూర్ణిమ అనగానే ఫుల్ మూన్.
Poornima means full moon.
పూర్ణమదం పూర్ణమిదం అని పూర్ణంగా ఉంటున్నాడు చంద్రుడు.
Moon is full moon day.
అయితే ఈ యొక్క మూడుకు మానవుని మనసుకు సన్నిహిత సంబంధం ఉంటుండాలి.
There's intimate relationship between the
ఆ
moon
వేదములు
and mind.
చంద్రమా మనసో జాతః చక్షో సూర్యో జాయత. ఆ చంద్రుడు మనసు రెండు ఒక్కటే.
Moon is the presiding deity of the mind.
ప్రతిబింబంలే.
One is the object, other is the reflection.
కనుక ఆ పూర్ణ దినము పూర్ణ చంద్రుడు ఏ విధంగా ఉంటాడో ఆ విధంగా మన హృదయం కూడాను మనసు కూడాను పూర్ణంగా ఉంటుండాలి.
Just as moon is so brilliant on the full moon day, our mind also is
ఎట్టి
so
మచ్చలు
brilliant.
లేకుండా, ఎట్టి దోషములు లేకుండా, ఎట్టి కీడుగులు లేకుండా, దురభ్యాసలు లేకుండా పవిత్రమైనటువంటి ఒక స్వచ్ఛంగా ఉంటుండాలి.
Without any blot, without any mistake, without any dirt, without any weakness, we should be full and brilliant.
కనుకనే ఆనాటి యొక్క పవిత్రమైన భావంతో భావించి వేదము విభజించినటువంటి వాడు కనుకనే పూర్ణిమ, వ్యాస పూర్ణిమ అని పేరు పెట్టారు.
With these sacred feelings, Vyasa classified Vedic literature. So this day is called Vyasa Poornima.
గురు పూర్ణిమ కాదు.
This is not Guru Poornima.
హృదయాన్ని ఏనాడు మనం పరిశుద్ధ భావించుకుంటామో అదే గురు పూర్ణిమ.
That day when we purify our heart is the day of Guru Poornima.
మెరిగిన మరు నిమిషంలో మనసే వారికి గురుడండి అన్నాడు.
The day when you understand the mystery of this world, your mind will be your Guru.
మర్మం ఏనాడు నీవు తెలుసుకుంటావో అప్పుడు తన మనసే తన గురువు అవుతుంది.
Then once you know the secrets, your mind becomes Guru.
Shanti Shanti
बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं बुधमाश्रयामि Miraculous, miraculous, Baba, creation, flowing from His blessed hand, holy creation, granting us the greatest works, God's divine connection. We love Baba, grant us liberation.
Saira, Bhagwan's divine message for the day. The present day teachers are of two types. There are those who claim to be exponents of Vedanta, with their main intent being catering to worldly desires. They conform to the whims of the disciples, and in doing so they succeed in dispossessing them of their possessions. Such gurus are an unbearable burden upon the surface of the earth. They correspond to another meaning of the word guru, which means weight or burden. The second type of gurus is those who can expound the sacred texts and help the disciples to discipline themselves to some extent. They impress upon the disciples that the Guru himself is Brahma, Vishnu, Ishvara, and also Lord, and also Parabrahma. This is how such teachers enhance their own stature in the eyes of the disciples. There's a lot of difference between a teacher and a guru. A teacher transmits what he has learned in return for a reward, whereas a guru, through his grace, enters your heart, broadens it, and enables you to comprehend the aspects of divinity. Such a being, in the form of a guru, appears at an appropriate time. For example, when King Parikshit prayed, Sukha immediately appeared. Divine Discourse, June 20th, 1973.
Sairam, welcome to Sri Satya Sai Center of Cheria. I'm just standing for Rahul. Rahul was sick and he is recovering. That's all good. Just bear with me for today. So we'll start with any newcomers. I have not seen any new faces except Brother Shiva, who was coming for Cheryl first time, but their sons are already here. They are from Scotch Plains. And we will go on to regional and SSI on regional. First one is about the teachers training. For the first time teachers training, 23rd is going to be the last for registration. And for the professional session, it's going to be 30th of July. And our region 2 women's wing is going to start Satyam Shivam Sundaram volume 2 as part of our Swami Sadhana for 99th year. Last year they did volume 1. This year they are already started on July 18th. Every Thursday they are doing the session and it ends in 18 weeks on November 21st before Swami's birthday this year. And the SSIO Women's Wing is conducting sessions with our region's doctors. They call the series as Talk with Doctors. So basically they talk about more of our cancer screening, breast cancer screening, so immunizations, heart health, mental health. They mentioned these are the few they are going to start with. And first session happened on yesterday, July 20th. And it's going to continue, is especially for all the women from our Sai group. And last is about the Sai 100 initiative, when Uncle was also talking about the various across the globe, which is happening across Swami's 100th birthday, right? So for SSSIO across the globe, there's an app. It can be downloaded to your mobile. You have to create a login to it, which will be approved. And it talks about what are the sadhanas happening across the world for Swami's 100th year birthday. And they also mention if you are doing, let's say you are walking 100 steps, or if you are doing 100 hour of some other sadhana, let's say you are writing Om Sai Ram. They said once you are done, record your activities in the app. So basically, you will have a dashboard which shows what are the activities, plus you can track your own activities as well in the same app. And we'll move on to our center announcements. Regular non-perishable food for Peace of Prince and Mount Holly Shelter. And our sandwich service at Logan Square on July 21st, Saturday. We'll start from Prabhakar Uncle Place at 8 o'clock, or if you're coming directly to the Logan Square, come by 8:30. And then the GLAM project on July 27, coming Saturday, which is school supplies to the Caribbean island. So we need volunteers because we are having two service projects on the same day. One is the school supplies, other one is our Mount Holly shelter soup kitchen on July 27. So whoever is signing up, please plan. And school supplies, we will not meet here because it's going to be Saturday. We are doing the packing. Whoever could bring it up to Mrs. Lewis' place on that day because it's 10 minutes from our center. Or you can drop it off in any of our centers. We will connect. You can connect to the officers if you want to get the items. We will coordinate. But we still need certain number of items pending, and you can sign up over the link which we have shared across. And also, a couple of weeks back, bulk order. People were asking it. Rahul has sent the bulk order link. Also, the WhatsApp also it has been sent. Whoever wants to do bulk order, please check the date of arrival when you order it. There's a school bulk order site. You have to check just the date of arrival alone. If it is before 27, we are good. Even on 27, let's not take a risk because we might finish packing by 3 or 4 o'clock. So we need volunteers in both places on that day. All right, having said that, we will end our session with Swami's food, Brahmarpanam. Thank you. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmaiva Dena Gandravyam Brahma Karma Samadhinaha Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranam Samayuktaha Chamyannam Chadurvidam Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, quick reminders. We will meet next week also at 3:30 from now on. And I forgot to mention the OA program. Pardon me. And I would say we all done wonderful rendition to our beloved Swami on this 99th year. And we hope to continue for the 100th year as well as OA as a group. We have some snacks at the back, and just a reminder, we will have to close by 6:15 today. Thank you, Saira.
Role will to take this chest, all the chest folded. Both my hands.